Hi, I'm Dr. Don, and we are today talking about couples' relationships in conflict. Conflict is a natural part of a couple's relationship. Every couple goes through times where they have disagreements. And I want to share with you this morning a model of conflict styles that I think is very, very powerful. If we can understand the kind of conflict style that we're using, it will help us understand how we're coming at resolving this problem. There is in this model, as there are in many conflict models, two dynamics that are going on, and I'm going to put these up on the board. The first dynamic that's occurring in a conflict is going to be my commitment to how badly I want to win. So in an argument, in a conflict, I may come into it and my commitment to winning in this argument, getting my way, having my say, may be very low. By that we mean, I really don't care. It doesn't really matter to me very much. Someone comes in and says, well, do you want to eat here or there? I really don't care. You decide. I'll go with whatever. Or in a conflict, my commitment to winning may be very, very high. So in a particular argument or disagreement, I may go, you know what, I'm going to dig in my heels, I'm sticking by my guns, I want to get my way, I'm going to really win this thing because I have very strong opinions about that. So the first thing that's going on in any couple's argument is how badly they each individually wants to win that particular argument. The second thing that's occurring is, and we'll show it by our vertical scale, is going to be my commitment to the relationship itself. So we'll put relationship here. My commitment to the relationship. So there are times when I'm in an argument with someone where my commitment to the relationship is very, very low. You know, I had some repair work being done by the city. I live on a corner lot, and they were driving a truck across my front yard. So I went out there and I said, guys, get out of the front yard, use the sidewalk, use the street, or whatever. I was pretty committed to winning that argument, and my commitment to the relationship was pretty low. I'm not going to see you tomorrow or the next day. I just don't want to see your truck in my front yard. But with my spouse, with the person that's my partner, I'm in a relationship with, my kids, my commitment to that relationship probably is going to be pretty high. So we're talking about, for many of us, we're interested in high relationship commitment arguments. When you put the two scales together, then we have four different fight styles. And I want to walk you through each one of those and talk a little bit about them. And then I want to talk about the dynamic between two of them especially. The quadrant that we recommend couples be in is the top right. I have a high commitment to the relationship, and I'm really going to be pretty committed to sharing what I think about that. I'm going to be frank with you about what I think about this particular problem. And that's called the problem solver quadrant. The problem solver is going to be honest about what they think about the issue, but they're going to say it in a way that is respectful of their partner. And so this is the healthiest quadrant we want to be in. And it takes sometimes a lot of control and discipline and reflection and stepping back from the argument, taking a time out, sometimes to stay in that problem solver quadrant. But this is a very powerful place to be, because I can disagree with somebody and still treat them in a loving, honoring, and respectful way. So this is the one we recommend. Let's talk about the second one. Let's go top left. My commitment to the relationship is high, but my commitment to what I want is pretty low. We call this quadrant the friendly helper. The friendly helper is the individual that's willing to bend over backwards to get along with other people and give in what they truly want in order to keep the peace. So oftentimes these are going to be people that avoid conflict, they dislike a disagreement, they tend to be pleasers, they tend to bend over backwards to get along with other people and not ruffle any feathers. In the extreme condition, these people can be codependent. They're going to pick up and fix everything else in the family. So the friendly helper is very committed to relationships. They're going to go along and get along, but many times give up some of the things that they really, really want. At the flip end of the friendly helper down here, bottom right, is going to be an individual who is really committed to getting what they want. They really want to win, and they will do that at the expense of the relationship. They'll hurt other people's feelings. We call this quadrant the tough bargainer. The tough bargainer is an individual that is, it's my way or the highway. They will run roughshod over other people. They will hurt people's feelings. They can be way too frank. They can be overbearing. They're going to win. They can be extremely competitive. And competition is not bad, but if you bring it entirely into a relationship, it can get tiring over time. So the tough bargainer is opposite of the friendly helper. Now, the fourth quadrant, there's low commitment to winning. I really don't care where we go or what we do. And low commitment to the relationship. I'm not too sure that I want to be in this thing anymore. We call this quadrant the empty tank. The empty tank is just like you see on the dash of your car. It's that gauge that's showing you, and like mine, it gets down to quarter a tank, eighth of a tank, and then that red light comes on. It says you've got X number of miles before you're not going to be traveling anymore. And so people can get that way in a relationship too. They can get so tired of giving in, losing, not getting what they want out of a relationship that over time they hit this quadrant down here that's basically, I'm not sure this is doing anything for me anymore. I'm not sure I want to be in this relationship anymore. A lot of times when people come in to see me and I'm working with couples, I'm having to gauge pretty early on if they're down here in this quadrant, if they've kind of thrown in the towel or they're not sure they even want to continue the relationship. Now, let me show you the interplay between two of these that happens very, very often. Oftentimes what happens is you'll see a tough bargainer paired with a friendly helper. These two tend to match up oftentimes. They tend to, a lot of the unconscious needs, the ways that their personalities are wired up, the way that they go into a relationship kind of fit in together. This person likes to have their way, and this person is willing to give in and go along for the good of the relationship. So oftentimes what happens is you have that friendly helper that's being bent over psychologically and emotionally. They're giving, and the more they're giving, the more the tough bargainer is coming in and being emotionally, verbally, sometimes even physically aggressive. And so this person's giving, and finally they go, wait a minute, we need to renegotiate this thing. This is not working for me. But the pattern has been going on so long that it's very difficult for that tough bargainer to back off. And that can lead to real problems in a relationship. And when that's going on, a lot of times people have to call a therapist, talk to me, talk to someone else, and renegotiate that relationship and rewrite the rules of that thing. So what we've said here is there are four basic fight styles. There is the problem solver, which is the one we recommend. We recommend people learn to say what they really want in a loving and a caring and a reflective way and value the other person in the relationship and show that to them. To the friendly helpers, we recommend that they learn to speak up a little bit more and say what they want, To the tough bargainer, what we need to say is, we need you to be able to speak more from a valuing the relationship and an effective and emotional way to where you're not overbearing with your partner. And if someone's headed to that empty tank quadrant, we need to really put a red flag on that and say, we may be headed into trouble pretty shortly down the road.